ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NJPW Puroresu Review. I am your co-host, Andre C. Right over here, it's the taco princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
I am doing great, Andre. It's more like pita princess today. I had a pita for dinner. It was nice.
You didn't really give me any information today to make a joke off of, so I just went with the normal.
I've got a new tablet. We could have went with spoiled princess today. Come on.
Yeah, you're not really spoiled because you buy yourself a tablet, but you didn't buy yourself like a PS5 or anything like that. So, you didn't even pick yourself up a secondhand PS4. Like, come on.
Rude.
But pick up a secondhand PS4 is what you need to. That's spoiling yourself.
I bought the tablet to help with what we got going on here. What's the PlayStation going to help me with, guy?
We have phones for what the tablet can do. PlayStation entertains.
Yeah, but I'm old and I have poor eyesight.
Yeah.
How are you doing? How are your legs?
Gaming can help with your eyesight because you have to look at so much
stuff.
It does. You have to look at so much stuff now. I'm doing okay. I am hurting today. From leg day on Monday, I'm dying. I have leg day every day, but I'm dying. Like the one I went and kneeled down today, like this evening, and it felt like the muscle just kind of like yanked. But then I got up and I moved around, and it's just sore. Like I could walk, I'm fine. It didn't hurt. I didn't actually pull anything. Like it was just so tight when I got down. It got like extra stretched, and it was like, no.
Yeah, that'll happen.
I hate working out, but it makes me feel good.
It does make you feel good. It helps the things in your brain shut the hell up for a little bit.
It very much does. It very, very much. The things in my brain are.
Yeah, it makes the brain stop hurting, makes the body hurt in a trade-off. But fair trade-off.
Yeah, my brain doesn't work right as it is. So yeah,
relatable.
We're here to talk some Japanese professional wrestling from America. But before we get into that, I want to thank each and every one of you guys because we appreciate all the love and support you guys have given us over the time. Really appreciate it. We're a year and a quarter strong now. Really appreciating all the support you guys have given us. So thank you so very, very much. To all the great people out there, Joe Demetrius Frank, Jason Rutledge, Bobby Petito, and everybody else. Those are three I can name off the top of my head right now. and everybody else has commented, liked a video, subscribed to the channel. Everybody, I appreciate all of you guys. So thank you so very, very much. And don't forget, hit the notification video so you can be alerted, or the notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Halloween was yesterday.
Yes, now I'm being bombarded by Christmas music.
That's the one good thing about my workplace is I work in retail, but when I first started working there, the first couple of years, it was every song was a Christmas song. And then it became Christmas song, regular song. Now it's like a Christmas song, then like 2 or 3 regular songs, then a Christmas song again. So
that is merciful.
And it doesn't start and they don't start it till December 1st now, which makes me even happier.
That is very merciful.
Yeah. Wow. My brain gets might start a couple days before the 1st, but it doesn't start till just about December.
That is very merciful. When I worked retail, I was not so lucky.
Well, I think there's been enough people that have wanted to shoot themselves that they're like, yeah, let's not make our employees want to kill themselves.
Let's get into the wrestling.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about some professional. We're talking New Japan Pro Wrestling strong fighting spirit unleashed from Sam's Town Live in Las Vegas, Nevada. So yesterday when I was watching this, I had taken notes for the first 2 matches. I went to go grab food, and then I went to grab a snack, and then I got up, and then I came back, and I guess I didn't realize I had minimized my notes, and I had saved it, but I saved it when it was just all the matches I didn't put in. I hadn't written any notes yet, so I opened the file, and I'm like, No, I've lost all my notes for the pre-show. And I was just gonna say screw it and get the finishes, and that was gonna be it. But then I realized I had another tab open for the notes document, and I opened it. I'm like, thank God! I closed the other one and saved it. I thought I
panic, and we're good.
Yeah, thank flipping Christ. Well, hey, don't get me wrong. Those first two matches were actually really good. I just didn't really want to rewatch them in my time.
Fair.
So yeah. We're going to start it out with the pre-show. It is a strong Survivor match. Both men are from the New Japan Academy, which is the new school, which is essentially the new LA dojo. I think it's just now the New Japan Academy, being run by Kushida and Fred Rosser as head trainers. I'm pretty sure Katsuyori Shibata still has a big hand in a lot of that. They're pulling in I'm fairly sure, because that man was the leader of the LA dojo, but now he's back wrestling, so it changes things up. Yeah. So again, these guys are both from there. Both are more experienced wrestlers, coming in after their initial training and wrestling on the independent scene, coming into New Japan Academy to get perfected. It's Matt Vandagriff taking on Buck Skinner. I like the Buck Skinner, very old school, like old school rocker feel to that name.
Very much so, yeah.
Referee Taito's back. I like Taito. He's watching his reactions is great.
This little teeny guy.
Yeah. Buck using his size and power early. He sends Matt to the apron. Matt hits him with a forearm and a beautiful springboard dropkick. Then falls over the running shooting star press for 2. I was like, dang, this kid's good, man. Buck fights back with strikes and kicks, but Matt fights his way back up. But Buck hits a back body drop. Buck it's a running boot and hits a jumping elbow drop. They do say at this point Buck was initially trained by Johnny Rods up in the northeastern United States. So again, some good pedigree there. Buck tries the Boston Crab, but switches to a seated abdominal stretch. Matt gets out. They trade shots and chops. Matt gets a spin kick and up kicks to the face. Matt flips over Buck, kind of like he does a backflip over into the powerbomb position like Ospreay does. I love that. And so he did it, and then he picks him up, buckle bomb, but Buck comes right back out, running big boot to the face. Buck picks up Matt, hits the Yokosuka cutter as well as the new ring announcer Walker Stewart. Walker Stewart called it Yokosuka cutter, and I don't know if that was right or not. But Matt kicks out at 1.5. They say. He kicks out right before the second count. Buck goes up, but Matt lands a kick. Drop kicks Buck off the top to the floor, and Matt hits the moonsault off the top rope. Gets him back in the ring. Matt goes to the top. Hits a 450 splash to Buck in the ring, and he gets the win. Matt will go get a shot at wrestling at We'll get to wrestle at Lone Star Shootout on November 10th.
Cool.
I'm just disappointed I don't get to watch that show live.
I've lost all my notes in my phone transfer in this one, so we're going on memory, and we're gonna hope it doesn't fail me. Fortunately, I'm probably not gonna make it through all of it anyway. From what I remember, this was kind of like an aerialist versus kind of like a brute strength kind of match. They very much reminded me of like DKC, where there's like an obvious kind of history there, but they're still integrating the strong style into what it is that they're doing. In regards to Shibata, I don't know how factual it is, but I did see something a while back on the X thing that said that he was actually no longer involved at the LA dojo at all, which is disappointing to hear because he is such a great instructor.
Oh yeah, look at the class he had: Knight, DKC, Kid, Coughlin.
Most of the War Dogs.
The wolf guy. I don't know, the Beta Wolf or whatever his name was. That Beta Wolf guy that pushed out and left and couldn't handle the New Japan. That guy. Beta Wolf guy. That the.
You saying the name over and over again is not making it any clear to me who this individual is.
What's his name?
Beta Wolf.
Carl, the Carl guy, the guy that couldn't handle New Japan.
Alpha Wolf, you fruit.
Yeah, the Beta Wolf that couldn't handle New Japan. So he had to run away.
Eddie Thorpe.
Yeah, the Beta Wolf who couldn't handle New Japan style. Not wrong.
Anyway, apparently Eddie has not been on NXT, which not giving me a reason to want to watch it. Just saying.
Can't handle NXT either, I guess.
Getting back to this match. Yeah, from what I remember, Matt was pretty impressive with his aerials. I remember him being a little comparable to I would say Pac. Maybe not quite as spinny, but had a similar styling to Pac. Maybe more in how Adrian Neville was when he was Adrian Neville in the WWE.
Yeah.
The Buck guy, he was a good wrestler. Just for me, the character itself didn't really stand out too much. He was just kind of there. I'd like to see a little bit more of a personality, even if he is kind of that grizzled big guy or that kind of big guy intimidating. There's a more just a little bit, not too much, because you don't want to be Kota Ibushi, but there's a little bit more animation that you can do to still come off as that without leaving the character feeling flat. And just the character work for him felt a little flat for me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I remember this being a pretty fun, exciting match.
Yeah, it was really good. And I think he was also very much outshined by Matt, who had
very animated.
Was a little bit more flashy and a lot more animated. So I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
We move on to the other pre-show match. It is a 6-man tag team match. It is Team Filthy, the filthy ones. Danny Limelight, Mel's favorite, Jorel Nelson, and Royce Isaacs.
I say.
Taking on the team of Baliyan Akki, Jacob Awesome Young, who all my notes when I'm typing about him, I just wrote J every time, J.
I did too.
Jacob Austin Young and Titus Alexander, who we've seen Jacob Austin Young on Strong before. I don't really remember him too well. I know he's had a couple matches. I've heard about Titus Alexander. I just never really seen him. I've heard of him on the indie scene. He's been going for a few years now. But yeah.
The crowd sure popped for Baliyan Akki.
Oh yeah, that crowd was behind this dude.
Yes, I was like, oh, okay, he's the guy to watch in this one.
The dude had such a great physique. He was
great physique, a very good charisma.
And then it was
a confidence thing.
And the face paint looked so nice, the white face paint on his face. It was like a design on his face, I'm guessing Nate, or I don't know what race he is, but from his a design from his culture on his face. It looked really good.
It did, yeah.
Yeah. Titus looking good early with a nice drop kick to Jorel Nelson. Akki, I don't know. Akki. That's all I can think now.
Not a sneeze.
I know, it's a key. Gets the head scissors and a modified abdominal stretch to Limelight. Limelight and Jacob Austin Young going back and forth. Jacob Austin Young gets a train of DDT out of the corner. Isaac six Jacob on the ropes, and Limelight gets the springboard blockbuster. Train of splashes by Team Filthy, and the backbreaker by Isaacs to Jacob. Isaacs working over Jacob and Nelson in with an uppercut. Team Filthy do the pose. Then Jorel Nelson goes for the pin. Should have just dumb. Just dumb, guys. Come on. You know better. You're veterans. Jacob Austin Young. I wrote Jay, and it's messing me up now. Jacob fights back with the chops, gets caught, but ends up hitting a knee strike, hits a flatliner, and tags out to Titus. Titus gets a double up kick and a snapmare roll, but can't get the suplex, but he ends up hitting a handspring cutter, but the pin is broken up. Isaacs attacks Titus and gets the kick in the corner. Akki gets the but Titus gets a kick in the corner, and Akki gets a coast to coast. Looked really good.
Coast to coast.
Coast to coast.
That one went Surfer Boy.
Coast to coast.
Yeah, righteous.
Yeah. Akki and Jacob Awesome Young attack Limelight in the corner, and Titus hits a rolling chaos theory, but the pin gets broken up. Team Filthy clears the ring. Limelight hits Titus with the lariat and the PK. Limelight hits a corkscrew cross over the top. Looked quite good to take out Akki and Jay on the floor. Titus tries to fight off the West Coast Wrecking Crew, but Isaac hits the hush money German suplex, and Jorel Nelson hits a cutter off the second turnbuckle, very much an Oz cutter, and gets the win.
Very much an Oz cutter indeed. I remember that and went, ooh, the shade. How dare you? Just as Kevin would say. Oh, Kevin. We miss you already.
I'm gonna miss that guy.
How dare you?
He did allude to him doing one more Wrestle Kingdom, so we may get a 3-man booth on that show. So
yes,
maybe 4 if a certain New Zealander shows up.
Are you talking about the Aussie?
I thought he was from New Zealand.
Are you talking about the Dowky Chowky, Kevin? Yeah, he's Australian.
That guy. Oh, I thought he was New Zealand.
No,
okay.
That's Folly.
Aussie. Okay, if the Aussie shows up, it could be a 4-man booth in Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, Jorel Nelson, not my favorite wrestler in the strong brand, but he did very well in this match. Danny Limelight is also not my favorite. In fact, I would say I like Jorel Nelson more than I like Danny Limelight, but both of them did really well. For me, this was the best Limelight's looked on a strong brand in some time. I've been following him on Instagram a bit, and when he posts some of his clips from his other stuff, he's been doing some pretty impressive stuff out on the indies, so that makes me happy to see. It makes me a little bit more excited to see him in the strong brand. Royce Isaac was just in beast mode in this match, and I loved it. He's such a treat to watch. He's so good. Yeah, Mr. J there, Jakob, super duper impressive. He was wearing the blue trunks, right?
Which one? No, that was Titus. Titus was in blue. Jake, I literally wrote the descriptions for them. Yeah, Jacob Austin Young was in the black shorts. Titus were black with the blue outlines on them, and then Baki was in the black and gold.
Yeah, this is the one I'm thinking of was like in a baby blue gear.
Yeah, that's Titus. He had it was blue.
That was Titus? Okay, well, he was super impressive. I really liked his, he was kind of roly-poly-oly. He was all over the place, kind of like a ping pong ball. But he could just dippity dodge everything. It was crazy. Now I'm thinking it. I don't really remember I wish I had my notes. I'm not really remembering too much from Akki and Alexander. I feel like Akki wasn't in this match very much.
No, I didn't feel like he was there a lot in this one personally.
Which disappoints me given how excited the crowd was to see him. I would have expected him to be on there a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never know. I really thought it was a Titus Alexander show. What I really thought.
Yeah, blue pants.
Yeah.
I was calling him blue pants throughout the whole match.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
We move on to the main card. We started out with the New Japan Strong Open Weight title #1 contendership 4-way match. That's a long wording. It is Mr. No Days Off Fred Rosser versus the Imperial Unit Jeff Cobb versus just a guy who looks like he's taking a poop. Jeff Cobb. Dude, he looks like he's bearing down to take a poop.
It's not to me. It looks like he's trying to do Blue Steel.
I think he just looks like a.
He looks like he's.
Looks like needs to poop to me.
He's doing the Zoolander.
And Melball's favorite ball crusher, the leader of the Bread Club. It's Satoshi Kojima.
Yes. Bread Club
I figured Kojima was gonna jump. Koji was gonna jump up when I said that.
Koji. He's under there somewhere.
Rosser getting into the face of Coughlin and Cobb, in the before the match starting. Not like has no animosity with Kojima, but like seems to be really pissed with Coughlin and Cobb though. It was interesting. The brawling is starting early. Rosser takes it to Cobb in the ring. Coughlin runs Kojima into the barricade on the floor. Rosser getting the hip attacks to Cobb's head. Coughlin hits a black hole slam to Rosser. Kojima comes in, hits the speed chops in the corner. He gets the hip toss and the shoulder block. Cobb attacks Kojima, and he gets his own speed chops to Kojima. Koji is here. Koji is here.
It's like, I was sleeping, damn it.
Yeah, you didn't have to wake him up. Cobb hits a torture rack into a Samoan drop to Kojima for 2. Rosser stops the Cobb suplex, but Alex Coughlin attacks. Cobb and Alex get delayed suplexes, and while they're carrying the other guys around, they're like kicking at each other, and like Coughlin almost, I think he had Rosser, and he almost like drops him, but he kind of like recovers, and then they slam them down. It's just the weirdest look right now with you hugging your dog. They trade strikes. Kojima cutter to Cobb, but Cobb hits a strike and a moonsault. Then Alex Coughlin hits a deadlift German to Cobb. Rosser drops Coughlin with a shot and drops the butt on the chest. Just sits down on his chest. Rosser and Kojima. What?
He does, yes.
Yeah. Rosser and Kojima hit dual lariats. Hit dual lariats. Rosser ends up going down. Cobb hits a flying lariat to drop Kojima, and all the men are down. All 4 start trading chops in the center of the ring, is going back and forth. Everybody's hitting everybody. It's really good. Kojima gets the speed chops on Rosser in the corner. Then Cobb runs in. He starts getting the speed chops on Cobb. Then Cobb runs in. He gets speed chops on him. Then Coughlin rolls out. He's speed chopping Cobb. He rolls out. Then he's speed chopping Rosser. It was great. Loved it. Others. And then he hits the forearm to Rosser, goes up, but Coughlin pulls him off. But Kojima goes to attack him, but Kojima slips off the shoulders. Coughlin hits strikes, but Coughlin catches Kojima with a bear hug and pops him up into a beautiful power bomb. But Rosser breaks up the pin. That pop up he did to Kojima into the power bomb from the bear hug. He's holding him and he just goes, boom! I was just like, damn, that was impressive.
So good.
Because he had no help from Kojima on the pop-up either. That was all Coughlin's pure strength, man. It was crazy.
Guy's a beast.
Rosser and Coughlin strike each other. Rosser hits the gut check, and Cobb attacks. They trade reversals, then the strikes. And then Kojima lariats Cobb. Rosser rolls up Kojima for 2. Rosser hits a power slam, but can only get 2 on Kojima. He gets the crossface chicken wing, but Kojima escapes, hits the brainbuster, and then finishes it off with the cozy lariat, and he pins Fred Rosser for the win. Yes.
So good.
Let's eat bread.
I'm so happy. So happy. As soon as his music hits, I'm like, yas. Yas.
Let's eat bread. Let's eat bread. Let's eat bread. Let's eat bread.
He just needs to, because he has that amazing Bread Club shirt. He just needs that at the beginning of his song before it starts. Bread Club for life.
Bread Club for our mouths. You eat bread.
Oh, so funny.
You can use that, New Japan.
You could. Fun fact, Kojima has 2 chihuahuas. Did you know that?
What?
Kojima Satoshi. He actually owns 2 little chihuahuas.
I was like, how did your dog have babies? What? He's a dude.
No, he could though.
I was like, what the hell? Okay, that confused me.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this was just like this was a Haas match, is what this felt like to me. It was just not just big men hitting meat though. It was like, don't sniff that, sir. It was educated men hitting meat, like they weren't just chopping each other and trying to power flex. The way they were power flexing was doing all of their moves on each other. I especially thought Coughlin performed very well in this match. He was just unquestionably dominant. He's like, he looks strong, but like how strong he is not how strong he looks. Does that make sense? It's deceptively strong for how strong he looks.
Well, the thing is, like, if you put him standing in the ring with the other three people, he to me looks like the smallest guy.
He does.
Like, not in height, but by physical physique. Because like Ross are getting jacked. Kojima just is thick as fuck. Even when he's not jacked, he's thick. What?
He's falling asleep.
That's good. And then Cobb is just a massive mountain of a man. It's just a massive mass of a man. He's awake, but like he's arguably stronger than at least two of the other men in this match, if not Cobb. Like it's deceptive, man.
I think not in this match, maybe in this match. I know I've seen him yeet Cobb too. Like, just it's insane. Like I said, deceptively strong for how strong he looks. Like he looks strong, but he's even stronger than he actually looks. It's so crazy. So crazy. Yeah, I don't have a ton to add to this except for I was happy with the outcome.
Yeah. Really good match. I enjoyed this. I would have been happy 2 out of the 4 people winning this. So we move on to the first of the women's matches of the night. We get Stephanie Vaquer and Vaquer.
There you go. Perfect. That was perfect.
There's no I though.
She is Mexican, sir.
And I am Canadian and a very white person. I don't say
but Mexican you just said it properly. You proved that you can do it.
Stephanie Vaquer and Zeuxis. Did I say that right? Zeuxis. Did I say it right?
No, that's Zeuxis.
Zeuxis. How do you say it? I am legitimately asking this because I heard Walker saying Zeuxis all night.
Yeah, Zeuxis.
Is it Zeuxis?
Mm-hmm.
Taking on Johnnie Robbie. She's my favorite person in this match because of her goddamn name. I'm sorry. Like, just it's easy, simple. Yeah. And Lluvia. But there's 2 L's.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And you thought our language was fucked up.
I know, dude. I just can't speak other languages. I'm barely learning Japanese right now. Like, God. Johnnie Robbie is from the New Japan Academy. Lluvia and I'm just gonna call her Stephanie wrestle around each other, trying to get control. Lluvia, whatever the hell you want to call her, goes for the Lluvia. I'm gonna call her Ia. Ia goes for the surfboard, but Zeus kicks her in the butt. That's pretty funny. Head scissors by Ia to Zeus. I'm bad at names, okay? Beautiful MX out of the corner by Robbie to Stephanie. Robbie hits the springboard DDT. Like, this really cool, like front forward DDT. It was really cool. I liked the way she did it. To Zeuxis.
Very lucha.
Yeah, Zeuxis and Stephanie double team Lluvia. They double team Robbie, and Stephanie gets a head scissors, and then like slamming her face into the mat. It was pretty goddamn funny. Robbie and Lluvia get dual cannonballs and corner drop, and do like Robbie does a cannonball, Lluvia does a corner drop kick. Suplex by Robbie and the seated drop kick by Lluvia to Zeuxis for 2. Lluvia smacking up the face of Vaquer Vaquer, of Stephanie, and Robbie hits a modified Kamigoye for 2. Like just a straight 2-hand grab, knee to the face. Looked great. Robbie hits Zeuxis with the bridging German, but the pin gets broken up. Stephanie hits a DDT to Robbie and gets a victory roll for 2. Lluvia then ties Stephanie in the ropes and hits a drop kick for 2. Zeuxis misses in the corner, and Lluvia, I almost want to say Lluvia at this point, like the Pokemon. Lluvia slams her face in the corner, but Zeuxis drop kicks her off the apron to the floor, tosses her over the barricade, and Vaquer hits this crazy springboard dive over the barricade to Lluvia on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Robbie or Zeuxis did a dive on the other side that the camera did not pick up. Mm-hmm. Zeuxis then hits a Spanish fly to Robbie, and Stephanie hits the package pile driver to the knee for the win. Looked like really good.
Yeah. She's freaking good. She's good. She's real good.
Yeah, I agree.
The reason why she was in that original Strong tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Also, news coming out of this match was, I believe it was Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer challenged Mayu.
Well, she's not Mexican. She's Chilean.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, just like Andreas. Thought he was Mexican, but he was Chilean.
That is ironic, isn't it? Serendipitous little moment there. Anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed this match. It gave me a very, very lucha feel. I really enjoy watching lucha from time to time, because I can't understand what's going on most of the time. And usually, like, there's so much chaos, and it's not even like organized chaos, and it's not even glorious chaos. It's just straight up chaos. And yeah, it's very hard for me to understand. I don't think they were working on lucha rules, but it still felt really fun.
Well, they were doing lucha rules. There was no joke here. She was just literally doing lucha rules by midway through this match because nobody was tagging. People were just switching in and out by rolling out. So they had to be doing like they were. If they weren't started with lucha rules, they finished it with lucha rules. They ended it with goddamn.
And it didn't feel like it. It still felt pretty good to me. Like it still felt organized. And like I said, usually lucha is very chaotic and noisy and crazy and just too much sometimes for me. This was the right amount. This was so good. It was a really good showcase for these ladies. And I look forward to seeing more, especially of Stephanie, going forward.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm distracted by my phone.
Naughty.
I'm not naughty. We move on. It's the filthy.
Dear.
It's the filthy one, the filthiest man in the world, Tom Lawlor, taking on the War Dog Gabe Kid. What you look at me like I'm crazy.
That picture of Gabe Kid is horrifying. That's some good character work, but goddamn,
it's almost as bad as Show.
Almost. The difference between Show and this, though, is this is really intimidating. Show just looks like it's disgusting. This looks super intimidating. This looks terrifying to me. Ooh, yikes, my guy, handsome man. That is not handsome. Take us into the match, sir.
Lawlor wearing an apron to the ring. Weird. Lawlor doing his best Naito impression, early pissing off Gabe Kid, slowly taking his gear off, and it was actually pretty funny. Kids getting pissed off, yelling at him to hurry up.
The kid's already got a short fuse.
Yeah, they start slapping each other. Lawlor hits a knee, dropping Kid for 2. Kid unloading shots as they exchange. Lawlor catches him with an exploder, but Kid hits a Saito suplex. Then they trade lariats, and Kid hits a headbutt. Lawlor hits a knee to the head. They both go down. They lariat each other on the floor. They trade strikes. Lawlor runs Kid into the barricade, dumps him over the barricade. Kid gets Lawlor in a chair, chopping him on the chair. Kid runs to attack him, but Lawlor hits a knee. Lawlor gets a big running start and hits a running PK on the floor. Lawlor continues his chops at ringside. Kid pushes him face first into the post, hits the belly to belly suplex on the floor. Lawlor gets in Mel's favorite 19. Kid unloads on him, drops him with a shoulder block, playing to the crowd, mocking Lawlor. They trade strikes. Lawlor unloads a bunch of strikes, dropping Kid to the mat. And this is where I think Walker messed up and started calling him Coughlin for like a minute, or calling Kid Coughlin for a minute or two. Again, it's his first show. I'm going to give him the pass. It's his first show. He's going to make mistakes.
But come on. One of them has a glorious mustache and all of the muscles, and the other one is Gabe Kidd.
He's a 21-year-old kid getting his first national broadcast. I'm going to give him the benefit on the doubt on this one. Kid and Lawlor start trading even harder strikes. Lawlor hits a headbutt to the sternum in the corner, but Kid stops him up top and gets a hanging ankle lock, which looked awesome. Then he gets the hanging guillotine choke. Kid goes spinning, but only gets two spins. Turns it into a single leg crab. But Lawlor eventually gets to the ropes. Lawlor stops a pile driver with the backdrop. Arm whip drag by like an arm whip drag kind of move. I don't know what to fucking call it, by Lawlor. And hits a running kick in the corner, then the flying tackle into the corner, hits a delayed, like picks him up, that like basic wrestling takedown slam, or like the rampage, or like a delayed rampage. Lawlor hits a head kick, but only gets 2. Kid catches the running knee, hits a vertical drop brainbuster, but Lawlor kicks 2.9. Kid grabs the belt, but the ref is like gets in there trying to take it from him, and the ref, like Lawlor grabs Kid. Kid like shoves the ref into the corner. Then hits a low, like back mule kicks him with a low blow, smacks him with the title, hits the pile driver, and Gabe Kidd is your winner.
That surprised me. This is a great match. This is the kind of match that I usually expect Lawlor to have that he doesn't always have. But this is the kind of match that I think that for me, Tom Lawlor is actually the most entertaining in. I love his technical matches also, but like this one, I remember being like, "Ooh, this is fun. Ooh, look, they're beating the crap out of each other." And I'm not usually one who likes people like just beating the crap out of each other, especially when there's weapons involved. But this was fun. This was fun. Well,
no weapon till the end, at least.
Yeah, that's very true. It's very true. Because some of the weapons Tom Lawlor brings to the ring are a little weird. Like a toothbrush.
Nothing will ever be as weird as the clandestine society.
Huh?
Dildo on a pole.
Oh. Yeah, that was pretty funny, actually. That was a good match. Anyway, yeah, I was really surprised about Gabe Kidd getting the win here. But I think going into Tag League soon, it looks better for Gabe Kidd to pick up this win. It's stronger for him. He benefits from the win. I don't know that Lawlor really loses or gains anything from a win or a loss in this one.
I don't feel he does.
No, still Tom Lawlor.
Yeah. And like really after tonight, we kind of got solidified with a few teams I think should be in Tag League. Like Kidd and Coughlin for sure. We have the current reigning strong open tag champs that going into this night. We have God. They should, I think, be a solid pick for that tournament. You have the murder or Monster Sauce, who really should.
I like Murder Sauce better.
Yeah, but you got to keep it somewhat PG. So it's the Monster Sauce. I really think they need to be part of that tournament to fill it out.
Did you just say, in regards to Lance Archer keeping it PG, the man who
I literally did PG. I went PG. I did this. It's PG.
Screaming at children.
PG. Yeah, and then
the children.
Yeah, again, there's a couple teams coming, and then honestly, I know you're not the biggest Jorel Nelson fan, but I think West Coast Wrecking Crew should get a berth in as Team Filthy. I really do.
You know what, though? The benefit of having West Coast Wrecking Crew in Japan is we might be able to get Tom Lawlor on the pre-show matches, which means we might be able to get him on commentary as a guest commentator as well.
Or he brings Jay or Kratos with him, and he enters the tag league with Kratos.
I don't know if Kratos can right now.
Or Deaning Limelight, whatever.
No.
No?
He's a junior. He wouldn't make weight.
He could bulk up.
Where?
We move on to the Lucha Brawl, as I like to call it. It is the 8-man tag team match, Atlantis 40th anniversary match in the USA. So we have the team of Atlantis Jr., Hiroshi Tanahashi, the man who literally couldn't walk in this match, and Mystico, the original Mystico, taking on returning people. That Adrian Quest, I was so happy to see him back. I missed him. Rocky Romero, Soberano Jr.
So sexy.
I thought he looked ridiculous in this fucking costume. And Tiger Mask.
You on him because I like him at this point.
No. Okay, I literally wrote this down. Soberano looks absolutely ridiculous. He looks like he should be in a dancing competition on his entrance gear. He had like the flared out bell bottoms and the like split open shirt. He literally, what's the Dirty Dango? He looked like Dirty Dango coming out. He took that off.
I'm not
thank
going to
Christ.
defend that. I can't defend that because that's how I dressed in high school. So like, I find him hot. And a good wrestler.
So pre-match, Atlantis gets Tanahashi, some old Japanese dude presents him with flowers. And he hands them off, and then Rocky comes around, steals flowers, and attacks Atlantis with the flowers. Rocky's beating up on Atlantis. The Ace, this is what I wrote. The Ace looks rough when he's moving around the ring. Like he looked a little hobbled in this one. Rocky gets the 2-ever clothesline to Tana in the corner. And even Veda's going, it was only 2-ever. It was actually pretty goddamn funny. The gang attack Atlantis Jr. in the ring. Quest hits the running shooting star press. Soberano extends a hand to Mystico, but Rocky attacks him from behind. Team Rocky all beaten up on Mystico. Soberano Jr., or as I wrote, Soberano Jr., hits the moonsault to a rope hung Mystico for 2. Rocky drops Atlantis with a strike, stomps on him. Atlantis fights back, but gets caught by Tiger Mask of all people. Tiger Mask playing heel in this match was really weird. But Rocky ends up taking him out. Atlantis fights them all off, hits the tilt-a-whirl backbreakers to Quest, Soberano, and Rocky. Jr. hits a less than Lucha style dive over the top to Team Rocky on the floor. Like he jumps and then he just like flips his body like horizontally over the top. Like it looked like Taker barely being able to get over the top rope kind of dive almost,
almost like if you were doing like a high jump thing, right?
Yeah, it was like more like a barrel roll over the top.
Yeah. That styling, a lot of the younger guys in the Lucha scene have started to do that a lot more.
Maybe a little safer because they're not rocketing their head out towards the barricades and shit.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
And coming down on that angle onto people, it's more like body to body contact rather than head to head contact too. Yeah, if they're doing it, it's a little safer, I guess. Tana and Tiger in the ring together. Tiger hits the kicks, dropping Tana. Tana ducks a kick, but Tiger gets the flip kick, and Tana catches another kick and hits everyone on Team Rocky with dragon screws. And then he grabs the ref, and the ref's like, no. And even the commentator's like, no, don't do it. And he's just like, and he lets the leg go. And like very calmly. he was so into the dragon screws, man. You can't blame him.
I mean, that's what happens, man. You get Tana fired up with those dragon screws. I mean, don't get too close. You're gonna get snatched up yourself.
Yeah. Quest and Atlantis Jr. go back and forth. And Junior hits a snap power slam. Rocky gets flapjacked onto Quest. Rocky hits Soberano and gets sent out. Junior and Soberano fight on the floor. Atlantis Jr. hits a super kick and the monkey flip, or no, they don't fight on the floor. They fight in the ring. Junior hits a super kick and then a monkey flip and then another to Soberano, and Soberano rolls out. Mystico and Romero face off. Mystico face off with strikes, and Mystico gets a kick, but Quest attacks from behind. Mystico fights them off in a head scissors, fights them off with a head scissors Quest. Then head scissors Romero out to the ring. Then hits a backhand spring elbow to Tiger. Hits a rope walk arm drag to Soberano Jr. Or hits an arm, and he hits the tope suicida to Soberano on the floor. Head scissors by Mystico to Romero, and the tope suicida headbutt to Rocky on the floor. Tiger goes for the dive, but Tana hits a sling blade, then hits a plancha to the floor. Atlantis drops Quest on his head. Looked pretty goddamn brutal. Look like he was spinning around for his knee, for the backbreaker to the knee. Like he spun around this, held him there, and just like let him go when he fell down on his head. It looked brutal. Then he just picks him up immediately, stack powerbomb for the win. I really hope Quest's okay after this.
Yeah. The end of this was it was messy. It's a little chaotic. Kind of broke down a little bit into what I would expect out of a lucha match for sure. It started out though a little strong, stylish, which is nice. But yeah, it was a little weird seeing Tiger Mask playing the heel, and especially against a teammate and fellow Hantai member Hiroshi Tanahashi. But Ace has been not been able to kind of keep friendships going there. I mean, he's a very reluctant team member with Okada and Tomohiro Ishii, making it very clear he doesn't trust Tanahashi in this situation.
He's been pretty chaotic.
Decline and breakdown of Hantai.
Tana's been pretty chaotic lately.
He has. He's definitely he's all over the place. And this whole, like, the last half of this match was definitely a more explosively lucha. There was just so much going on where I was just like, I don't know what to focus on. And like the camera at this point was changing angles and cameras so often that I was just like starting to feel a little bit of anxiety, not gonna lie, watching this one. Yeah. Gosh, did these guys still perform so good? And Atlantis, for how he's been in here a hot minute. For how long he's been
61 years old.
Yeah. Still moving pretty good.
And the picture of Atlantis there in the center, that's Atlantis from like 20 years ago. That is not current soft Atlantis. That's what his son looked like. So let's go.
Yeah, his son is put on a lot of size. I actually remember the first time I saw Atlantis Jr. was like Fantastica Mania right before COVID. And he was like the size of Soberano Jr.
Yeah, makes sense.
Crazy.
So we get a video.
So good.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm done.
So we get a video of someone drinking and playing a hunting game. Then he starts tossing darts at a picture of Yano. And it's turned around to be top talent pro wrestling star Joey Janela. Yes. And
like relatable throwing darts at Yano.
Yeah, and then it cuts and shows the logo for Lone Star Shootout. So looks like we're getting the match.
Yes. Now, what version of Yano are we going to get? Because Joey Janela, he was throwing darts at it. And we just saw Joey Janela in what style of match was that? Just anything goes match?
Everything goes except the kitchen sink match.
Everything but the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the next match should be in everything and the kitchen sink, and someone bring a freaking sink. That being said, we know Yano has a history of violence. Which Yano are we going to get? Are we going to get Yano, or are we going to get like deep squat Yano?
I have
blonde Yano. The Yano that scared the holy heckin' crap out of Chase Owens and captured the KOPW trophy thing.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Excited to see.
Yeah, so we move on. We got the New Japan Strong Women's title match. It's Giulia defending against Hyan. Dan, a jacket of Hyan is very Tommy level awesome.
Yes.
Also loves her scepter. Look cool.
Yes.
Julia's robes, though, dope as fuck. And she's on day 115 of her title reign.
Yeah.
As of this show, when we watched it.
Yes, girl.
Yeah. They lock up. They each try to get the advantage earlier. Julia offers a hand. Hyan takes it, but Julia kicks her in the gut. They trade pin attempts, but Hyan drops Julia with a hard shoulder block. She's really the more power advantage person in this one. Julia dodges in the corner, hits a shift chop. Julia tosses her by the hair into the other corner, hits a running elbow. The snapmare drop kick is hit for 2. Julia pulls an octopus stretch by Hyan, gets to the ropes. Julia rolls through for a pin for 2. Hyan hits a shoulder block. Hyan then hits a boot and a running knee, and then a backdrop driver for 2. Hyan lines Julia up, but Hyan tries for a power bomb. But Julia gets hits a back body drop, then hits a running kick to the head. Julia goes up to the top, hits a missile drop kick, but can only get 2. Julia tries the Glorious Driver, or as they called it, the Glorious Bomb, but Hyan stops it. They trade strikes. Julia grabs the leg, but Hyan hits the headbutt. Hyan lifts G up for the suplex, but I write G instead of Julia, but I tape this up. Julia reverses into a DDT for 2. Transitions into the STF in the center of the ring. Hyan crawls and scratches her way to the ropes, but Julia is playing the heel here, and she doesn't let go till like after the count of 4. Hyan strikes the midsection, goes for the slingshot sunset flip, but Julia sits down for 2, but gets dumped out on the kick out to the floor, and Hyan hits a low peg suicida to Julia on the floor, crashing, and they both crash into the guardrail. Hyan goes to the top, but Julia attacks, so they go up, and she goes up. They trade shots. Julia hits a headbutt, hits the butterfly suplex off top, holds on, rolls through, and she goes for another one. She goes for a suplex, but Hyan picks her up and hits her with the Falcon Arrow, and both women are down. They trade slaps at center. Hyan hits a running back elbow, hits a backbreaker across the knee, which looked really good. Then hits a beautiful power bomb, but Julia kicks a 2.9. Hyan, that's where I thought actually they hit 3 after that power bomb, because it looked like I thought the ref hit the mat. Hyan lifts her for what she calls the beauty sleep, which is the glam slam. But Julia rolls through. Julia gets behind Hyan, hits a German suplex. They trade forearms. Julia knocks Hyan silly and hits a straight right, dropping her. But as Julia runs, Hyan hits a spear, but Julia kicks out a 2.9. Another one where I thought, did the ref count 3? Like, I legitimately thought it. Julia hits a backdrop driver in the knee to the face for 2. Northern Lights bomb by Julia, and she gets the win. They do shake hands after the match, and Julia's saying some like nice stuff to her. But yeah.
It was a fun women's match. It was a great way to introduce Giulia more to the American crowd. And Hyan, super impressive. This was my first time kind of seeing her. I'd heard her name before, but I hadn't seen anything. I just noticed on the graphic that the little whatever the thing is below her makes it look like she has feet.
Oh, makes it look like it's her legs. Holy shit, I just noticed that. Weird.
Just threw me right off there. Oof. Bring back. Yeah. This was a really fun match, as I remember. There was some outside stuff as well. Super impressive match for Giulia. Crowd totally behind her, made me very, very happy to see and hear. I look forward to seeing more of Hyan.
Me too. She was really, really good.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see her pop up in Stardom. I would really like that.
Oh, God, that'd be awesome. We move on. It is time for the New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team Championship match. It's the Gorillas of Destiny, El Fantasma and Hikuleo, taking on a Monster Sauce, Alex Zane and Lance Archer.
Oh, dear.
There, my boys.
I love it.
Archer and Zane both put that out on their social medias. I fucking love it.
Oh, what was that artist's name?
I don't remember, but like Go to Zane. Zane has a bunch of stuff of this little chibi Zane. He has so many different like art of that little chibi Zane. He's posting one like constantly. I'll like the little chibi Zane in different situations. There's one shows it says 2022, and he's standing there with all the other juniors for the best Super Juniors, and his chibi is like obviously way taller than the rest.
Well, yeah.
I freaking love this little graphic so much. And then Chibi Lance is just awesome.
I can't even.
I'm so glad I saw that. Lance taking out Academy boys at ringside. Jokes about taking out a fan who's calling for a high five. He goes to the fan, but then he stops. He's like, he's not going to actually hit a fan. God they come up with no titles, and then Bert and Ernie come out with the titles and present them to God, and they come in the ringside. And did you hear the music remix? Instead of E L P, it's now G O.
That's sweet.
D, and it's showing it on the screen and everything. It was great. I was like, yes.
Sweet. I didn't see that. I had the Japanese commentary. They were talking pretty loudly.
Yeah, dude, the music. When I was in the music, I'm like, this is great.
That makes me happy to hear.
So before the match, Lance beats up Bert and Ernie on the floor and just nicks them out completely. They were gone after this. It was just the dumbest thing. Zane and ELP start very athletic, showing off their former junior style there. Archer and Hikuleo face off. The crowd, they start smacking each other, and the crowd's chanting, "Meat, slap, meat, meat, slap, meat." I was like, yes, great chant. Archer and Hikuleo, I write Hickey for him, but Archer and Hikuleo trade suplex attempts, and Archer hits a Thez press. Zane hits a toss cannonball, and Archer splashed him in the corner. Hikuleo gets a strike, but Zane slips out of a slam and hits an enziguri. Zane lands shots, but Hikuleo hits a back body drop. ELP takes Lance off the apron, hits a springboard cross to Zane, plancha to Archer on the floor, springboard swanton to Zane in the ring, then a lion salt for 2. Love that sequence from ELP. He goes for CR2, but Zane reverses. ELP reverses the reversal and hits a powerbomb for 2. ELP gets the assisted rope walk with Zane, but then Archer does his own with using Hikuleo, and they get there, and like Archer just smacks ELP, and he just goes tumbling in the ring. Then Archer just like jumps off back first and just lands like bodies like dead dropping ELP in the ring. It was great. I loved it. Then Zane picks him up, hits the Baja Blast, which is that front flip faith buster thing that he does. I love it. Monster Saws hit the front flip heel kick and lariat combo. Lance gets 2. ELP slips another double team, and Hikuleo takes out Lance Archer. Big boot into the UFO by ELP, and he gets 2. ELP goes to the top, but Archer runs up the corner and just smacks him in the face with a knee. Looked great. To the face. Zane hits a jump up Rana. Archer hits the choke slam, and then they hit the monster salt, which is that choke slam moonsault that they do. But Hikuleo breaks it up. Hikuleo hits the snap power slam and hits the choke slam to Lance Archer. And ELP hits sudden death to Zane. ELP dives onto Archer on the floor while Hikuleo hits the choke slam and then helps the assisted springboard Thunder Kiss 86. And God retained the titles.
Yeah, from what I remember, this was a very fun match. I love the personalities combination of Alex Zane and Archer. Their intro was hilarious. Like, just so funny. With Archer running around just attacking all the young boys. And Zane just running up, "I am so sorry. The murder guy. He murders stuff." Like, it was funny. I found the artist's name. you wanted to follow them on the X thing, it is at Uno_Hannah.
Uno_Hannah?
Yes.
Send it to me.
So at Uno_Hannah 333. And that's the one who does all of these cute little chibi things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember too much specifics about this one. It's just that I had a good time with it and that I laughed a lot throughout it. So that's a good thing. There you go.
Credit to the artist. We got to give credits to the artist. So
yes.
We don't want to be accused of stealing work.
And they have so many. Like I follow this person already on Twitter. They have so much artwork, not just for these guys, but like so many other wrestlers across so many other promotions. So definitely go check them out. They're really cute. They have a lot of fun stuff. The Jeff Cobb ones were adorable. So cute. Anyway.
And we good now?
Yes.
Good? Okay. Just want to make sure. We move on to the semi main event of the evening.
Semi?
The semi main event. It is the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship. The Mad King Eddie Kingston versus the Face of Fury, Henare. I'm not going to go through this because majority of this match was these two just beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Just Eddie with the chops, Eddie with the spinning back fist, Henare with the gut punches. They both were throwing exploders. Eddie getting in his machine gun chops. Like, Henare hitting all of his stuff except for Streets of Rage. The Rampage looked like he killed Eddie with it when he picked him up and just drove him in. Looked like he fucking killed him.
Yeah.
Like Eddie just like playing the guy getting his ass kicked the entire match. Yeah, dude, they were beating the living hell out of you. Absolutely tremendous. You want to see two guys just like two guys slapping meat? It's this. Like these two just beat the shit out of each other, but it's absolutely tremendous. Like we said, we weren't the big fans of Eddie Kingston going into the G1, and he won us over. Like I think he won me over at the Kenta match, but right before the G1 when he won the title, I thought it was really good. And then he had he had a couple that were okay. He had some great matches G1, and he's not every match he's had since has been perfect, but like this was just what you needed, what you wanted to see with these two guys. Just two guys beating the crap out of each other. At the end of the match, though, Eddie, they trade shots at center. Eddie hits a spinning back fist, gets a backdrop driver, half and half suplex, two more back fists, and Henare just collapses. Eddie collapses on top, gets the win. I really respected this match for one thing. Eddie Kingston his finisher is the Northern Lights bomb, same as Giulia. I don't know if it was a wrestler choice for Eddie, or if they have producers, or like I know WWE and AEW have producers on the matches. I don't know. Whoever made the choice for him not to use the finish because Giulia was using it earlier in the night did the right goddamn thing. Because if I would have seen the same finish again here, I would have been like, oh, okay. It would have been just like he's copying Giulia's finish, even though they both use it. I respect the decision for him to finish with the shuriken. I think it's called a shirt. Yeah, her shirt. Called it shuriken, which is spinning back fist. I like that he didn't go with the Northern Lights bomb.
I don't know if it's correct, but in the Strong Spirits game for Kenta's spinning back fist, it's called a shote.
I thought shote was because
that's what I thought too. So that's why I said I don't think that's right. But it's
Eddie
called a shote combination in.
Eddie calls. I'm pretty sure like it's a shuriken or something. I don't remember. It's a shuriken. It's like that star. But yeah, I thought really, really great match from these two.
This, for me, kind of felt similar to their meetings in the past, but those kind of meetings were usually in tag capacities. So it was nice to see them get their hands on each other in a one-on-one kind of sense. You're right. Eddie Kingston did win me over in that G1. And it's been interesting because we've seen him on AEW since, and we were both like, we like him better in NJPW. something about the style that he wrestles when he wrestles for the NJPW brand is better.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a head above what it is that he's doing on AEW. And
well, a lot of there's very few guys there that wrestle that strong style. That's the thing.
Well, then what I was going to say is I would like to see that change. I would like to see him start bringing some more of that strong style of that he's learning in an NJPW show. And, I mean, it's very obvious in the AEW locker room. If you muscle yourself around enough, you can be heard by the right people. Eddie Kingston's a high enough standing in AEW. Get these people to start training a little bit more with you. Work with them a little bit more. Work this strong style because it's good showing for him. It looks so good.
Or when you're going to go work with a guy, tell him to lay it in hard. Hit me, tell him to hit you hard. Tell him you want that strong style. You want that. Let's smack the crap out of each other. Let's make the hits real.
Part of wrestling, is that suspension of reality. You're playing a character, and you're playing a character who's in a battle of sorts. If you aren't playing that part, it feels like something's missing. And I think that's what draws me to the strong style the most, is that it's still wrestling. But there are times where we have that kind of gathering happening that I really don't like, that takes away from the realism. But a lot of the times we get these wrestlers that are just so good at what they do that they kind of wander into the right place without making it look obvious that they're setting up and waiting for a catch or something, just as an example.
I've seen Eddie in some matches where people have dived on him. He's really good at stumbling around the outside and knowing when to turn around when somebody's about to dive on him. So it's not obvious that he's standing there waiting. He would be stumbling around, really selling why he's out there. He's very good at a lot of those factors. And again, we weren't big fans, but that Ishii match he had last year at All Out. All Out was great. But then he went back to having his normal matches with everybody else. It's when he gets these Japanese opponents, I think he does absolutely spectacular. Not, obviously, Hinare is from New Zealand, but guys who trained in Japan. Yeah. Kojima comes out after the match. Kojima says, "You are very strong, but I love bread." And everybody starts going, bread. Relatable. Next time, Dallas, Texas, I will kick your ass.
It was so funny to hear him say that too. I was just like, because it wasn't like an older gentleman was saying it. It was like a little kid was just like, "I'm gonna kick your ass." It was so cute.
And that's where Eddie gets in his face and he gets the mic and he goes, "I'll see you in Texas, motherfucker." And then that was it. It was just, but it was the best. It was the best response Eddie could have had to that because it's just a simple, "I'll see you in Texas, motherfucker." And they shake hands and then they part. It was great.
It was so good.
Yeah. We move on to, and I'm going to say this, and I say this in the nice possible way, my least favorite match on the show.
It was underwhelming, yeah.
Again, maybe because I've watched this combination of people, this combination of teams for so long, I was very bored watching this. The one highlight to me was pre-match, Hiromu came out with the DDT Iron Man Heavy Metalweight Championship.
That's pretty awesome.
So I pull it up. So he won this title on the 22nd. He lost the title the day after this pay-per-view to his phone because he fell asleep and the phone laid on top of him, and it won the title by pinfall.
Yeah.
I don't know how Sumi Sakai won the title later that day, but she probably picked up the phone and pinned it. 1, 2, 3. And then Hiromu got the title back later that day from Sumi Sakai. So he still is the current DDT Iron Man Heavy Metalweight Champion. He is now in the 1,587th reign of the title. And there has been. Hold on, I'm scrolling down.
A funny thing, doesn't it?
It does.
It creates a funny story. It is what it is. It's just weird.
There has been probably close to 300 different champions of this belt. And that's just the singles. Then there is 1, 2, 3.
Is that people or just people or inanimate objects also?
That's just people. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh my God, you're counting things.
There's 7 different groups that have won this. The Bucks as a team have won it. 100,000 subscribers on their official YouTube channel have won it. Yeah, and then a bunch of other teams have won it. The Beyond Wrestling audience won it at one point. And then let's see, there is.
Can we win it, Andre? Can we?
It's very possible. So there's probably another there's another 30 to 40 inanimate objects that have won this now. So, and his phone is listed as yellow iPhone 14. When his phone won the title.
Wrestling.
So, this is my favorite thing about this match was researching him winning the title. Because again, it wasn't a bad match. There's nothing wrong with this match. It was a good, solid contest. But it's the same thing I've been seeing for the last 6 months. Just Yuri Mura's in here instead of Doki or Kanemaru or Taichi. That's the only difference, or Taka. That is the only difference here. And I've already seen Uemura and Sanada versus LIJ on these last couple tours. It was a good match. I'm just gonna go to the ending on this one because Naito and Sanada trading shots back and forth in the center of the ring. Sanada gets the TKO, but Hiromu makes the save. Sanada applies the skull end with 10 seconds left in the 20-minute time limit. And the bell rings while he has a submission on. I think that was another part of it, is that it went 20 minutes. 20-minute draw.
Yeah, it was a long one. There was a couple times where I was like, it's still going, man. There was a couple pins where I'm like, you could have ended there. You could have, it would have been fine. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to understand why, I understand that Yuya Uemura, yeah. He's back, he needs to start catching that fire. Could have taken a loss in this and shortened it a little bit.
Bring Taichi or Doki. Bring Doki, who's he's in the tournament, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He
couldn't have bring Doki. You can bring Doki.
They're acting past it. The only person they could have brought was Taichi.
But bring Taichi. Taichi's not doing anything right now. He can take a loss to Naito. Not have Naito.
He's watching sumo season.
Yeah, I'm just saying, have him over here. The crowd would have gone wild for him taking his pants off. I know you would have. So
why would I have?
It's a great spot. I go, yeah, every time he pulls his pants off.
He has unnecessarily tiny shorts.
I know, but it's a great spot when he pulls his pants off, is what I'm saying.
It is pretty exciting. And it's coming too. And everyone does get excited. This match, everyone got excited for Naito's pants. And the crowd was very solidly behind LIJ.
Yeah, there was some light Sonata chants too, but
they didn't pop the same way for Just Five Guys in the same way that they did when Naito's music. Not even Hiromu. Naito's music. They were excited to see Naito, and Naito knew it. He milked it.
Oh, they were legitimately booing Uemura too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which was weird because he was just there. You would think he'd have the best standing. Yeah. He was teaming with Joe Hendry, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I thought everyone believed in Joe Hendry.
I don't even know who Joe Hendry is.
I know he's handsome. Astrid knows who he is. Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I messaged you after this match and asked if you had watched this because I wanted to talk about it because goddamn.
So we're going to talk about it because holy shit. So this match went 26 minutes and 58 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a giant list of stuff here. I'm going to try and just skip through a bunch of it. Tama Tonga's 41. How old do you think Shingo Takagi is?
45?
40.
Oh.
Tama Tonga is the older one in this match.
I did not know that.
Surprising, isn't it? I thought the same thing.
I mean, we had this happen with Yo and Musashi.
Yep, that's very true. Yeah, Yo's way older than we think, and Musashi's way younger than we think.
Yeah.
But again, it's these two just putting on an absolute wrestling clinic in this match. Oh, and I got to shout out Tama's new gear, black with red stripes a little bit. The look is the Hikuleo look, just with the extra padding to it. Looked really, really good.
And removable, mercifully.
I don't think he needs to take it off.
He looks phenomenal right now. That man's in phenomenal shape.
Yeah. Just these two just beating the holy hell out of each other. The sliding lariats, man. These two are going back and forth with some crazy. Shingo's beating up on Tama at one point. And the guy in the crowd goes, "You suck, Shingo!" And you hear the crowd audibly go, "Boo!" at the fan. Because they weren't booing Shingo, they were just like boo to because it was an audible yell.
You boo boo.
It was great.
That's funny.
I know these guys.
I did not hear that.
These guys absolutely did just an incredibly phenomenal match, man. Very technical, but also that strong style of beating the piss out of each other. Beautiful. It's like Tama get the stinger splash and the power slam. Only gets two. Tries to whip him, but then he ends up getting up on the shoulders. He ends up on Takagi's shoulders, rolls through, and he gets a scorpion deathlock. But Takagi is struggling, gets to the ropes. So good. Shingo gets that punch, fake out punch to get the DDT. Looks so good.
Love that combo.
Tama misses a drop kick. Takagi hits a sliding lariat, gets a 2. They hit lariats at the same time. A couple more times. Tama goes to a knee. Then he just pops up, hits an exploder. Takagi hits an exploder. Then Tama hits another exploder. Then Takagi hits a backdrop driver. They're getting the 15-minute point to this point. It's so good. Tama pulls a guillotine choke. Just these two going back and forth. Tama sets up for gun stun. Takagi catches him with a gory bomb. The cat he comes in, he turns and just catches him, and then bang, gory bomb. Looks so good. Hits made in Japan, but Tama kicks at that 2.9. You're like, oh my god. Shingo just these two so good. There was a spot where he goes for the last of the dragon. He has him up and he's lifting to twist him, and Tama turns it into a gun stun. Looks so good. Dude, he hits him with Takagi hits a pumping bomber at one point, and Tama kicks it one, and I'm like, fuck. Then I went, he earned it in this one. He earned that late one count. This has been fucking good. He earned it. And this is where Tama turns last of the dragon into the gun stun. Looks so good.
So rude.
Oh, dude, it looks so good though. Tama, no. This is where Tama turned the last of the dragon into the gun stun. Not what you're thinking. Not the rude one.
Oh, okay.
Tama tries the J Driller, but Takagi has a strike, a headbutt, and then they're just beating the piss out of each other. Takagi hits a Rana. Tama comes back with a Superman punch, and Takagi jumps up, gun stun.
Yes, that's what I was rude about. So rude.
Oh, then he hits up another sick pumping bomber. Tama kicks a 2.9. So Takagi picks up Tama, gets him up on his shoulder. Off. Last of the dragon. 1, 2, 3. And I went, 26 minutes, 58 seconds of pure wrestling bliss.
It was so good.
There are very few pairings in wrestling that no matter how many times they wrestle, I will invest myself in that match. Ospreay and Omega can wrestle 1,000 more times. I will be into every match they do. Hiromu and Taiji Ishimori, I will be into every match they do.
Mm-hmm.
These two right here, I will be into every match they do. There's other pairings, but those are my three that I pull up my top of my head. Mm-hmm. Oh, and if Ospreay and Bayley go again, 100%. But
Hiromu and Dragon Lee are also very, very good.
Yeah, but he's on WWE
yes,
now,
no, I agree. This match was just a whoof. This was strong style through and through. This was exactly what you want in a strong style match. It was the perfect combination of that take no names striking, but then the just perfection of the moves and just how dominant both of these guys were. I was so excited though. So excited. Shingo never openweight champion again. Ooh, doggy. And it was just like you were saying, are we on our way to having a Wrestle Kingdom Los Ingobernables all gold sellout?
They're on their way, man. The Teton and Bushi just have to win the junior tournament, and they could be possibly pulling those belts at Wrestle Kingdom. We may have a golden roll call, baby. We have 2 out of the 4 titles already.
Yeah.
And if they really want that golden roll call, Hiromu will retain the title at Wrestle Kingdom if they really want that shot. They're already 2 out of the
shot worth going for.
There's only 2 other titles they need, and they get a golden roll call.
How amazing would that be?
I guess Tsuji still has to win a title too, but
I mean,
I will win KOPW, I guess, but he wouldn't win until the next night. But I don't know.
I wouldn't mind seeing Tsuji kick that crap out of Sho.
Yeah, it's true. But again, January 4th is the Battle Royal to get the 4 that compete on January 5th to crown a new champion. Unless they're just going to continue with the belt. Unless they're just going to continue as linear champions. Because again, every other year.
Hope that's the case.
I really do, because with the belt now, I really feel like you just need to keep it as linear champions.
I agree.
And so so Takagi gets the mic after, he goes, my time is coming. I'm happy, so happy. Tama is strong, but I won. Actually, this is my 3rd time as never openweight champion. And the crowd goes, you deserve it. You deserve it. I loved it. It was great. Next. Who is next? Somebody come out. And he pauses. He goes, somebody come out. Come here, please. And nobody comes out. I
don't make the dragon beg.
We'll talk about it after, but I'm pretty sure, I think there was supposed to be a certain person come out, but something fucked up and he didn't get out there. Might have been. We'll talk about it in a minute. He says, maybe Japan. I promise I come back here. See you again. And then he does his little sign off in Japanese and the pay-per-view ends. But goddamn.
Yes. So good. What a way to close that show. Holy hot diggity dang.
So coming out of this, we got a bunch of announcements for Lone Star Shootout on the 10th. So I'm going to quickly go through that.
Please.
Mystico versus TJP. Lucha. I can't wait. United Empire Lucha.
United Empire Lucha. Goodness.
I can't wait for that. Toru Yano, Joey Janela. It's just a singles match, so I assume we're getting Goofy Yano. I guess it's going to be comedy. We have ELP and Hikuleo defending the titles against Jorel Nelson and Royce Isaacs, the West Coast Wrecking Crew. Then we have Zack Sabre Jr. versus Mike Bailey. 15-minute time limit, New Japan World Television Championship. I can't wait. This is going to be the technical wrestler versus the karate guy. The karate flyer. I'm so excited for this.
Gonna be so good. Oh, even Koji's excited.
Wait, did I put that in twice? I did put that in twice.
Wow, I guess we were very excited for that one.
I might have put the wrong graphic in. It's very possible. Oh, I have everything in there. I just put it in twice. Eddie Kingston, Satoshi Kojima. I can't wait. I think that's going to be absolutely tremendous.
Bread Club for life.
And this is the one that I think there was a fuck up. I feel like Beretta was there, or it wasn't communicated to Takagi that Beretta wasn't there, and he started doing the call out.
I got a video thing on NJPW.
I feel like Beretta, maybe they're having an issue and they couldn't play a video or something.
Maybe.
I think probably it was supposed to be a video or something start up to have Beretta challenge, but
yeah, because I got the video after Takagi had left the ring.
Yeah, this is gonna be freaking great, man. I love Beretta. I think he's such an underrated wrestler, and I love him wearing the glasses there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan of the picture. It's giving me Dahmer vibes.
Yeah, kind of.
It's creep show.
Yeah.
And he's not creep show. He's best friends.
He really is. And then my main event of the evening, Mayu Iwatani, IWGP Women's Championship defense against Stephanie Vaquer. Vaquer?
Hey, you actually said it right. There you go. See, don't think about it. Just say it.
Oh, I thought about it. I was thinking about it. The entire brain.
Treat it like eyeliner. Don't think about it. Just do it. That's how women do makeup. I just gave away a big secret.
But dude, absolutely. I'm so excited for that Lone Star Shooter card. But again, just like this show, I'm not going to get to watch it live because I'll be at work.
Boo.
I know. I agree. Boo.
Boo.
But we have come to the end of another episode. You can find me on the X Mastodon, Blue Sky, and Hive as a Canada Dude, or at the Canada Guy, in TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at that Canada Dude. You can find me on our Facebook page at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. If you want to reach out to me there, you can find me this coming Friday night doing the Marvel Talk Watch Along on twitch.tv/our local establishment, talking episode 5 of Loki. 5 with my boy old Ed over there. You can also see us live on YouTube, youtube.com/@our local establishment. You know, see the replay for that show at that same channel. Don't forget to go check out our stuff over at a Backbreaker Video. Mike the Ref always simulcasting all of our great stuff and all the great wrestling stuff that he has over there. YouTube.com/@Backbreaker Video. You can see all his live content at Twitch.tv/Mike the Ref, where he has his AW watch along, all the great gaming content that he does. And if you want the replay of the gaming content, you can go to YouTube.com/@Backbreaker_gaming, where you can find replays from him, Mr. PJC, Mr. Rick Jules, and their freaking guest, Miss Kayla J.
Kayla J. Yeah. Kayla J. I love Kayla J.
Yeah, we all do. Melball, where can they find you?
If you're wanting to follow Melball, you can follow her on the X thing at Colin's Melball. You can follow her on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also find me on our local establishments programming, Mindful, every couple of weeks. We have a new episode coming out, not this week, but the week after. We're going to have something very interesting. Alex Werewolf is cooking up for us. We're going to be playing it a little differently. He's going to present me a topic. I'm going in blind, and we're going to discuss it and try to shock the hell out of me.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, the story he's bringing me is coming out of Peru. We're going to see what happens then, so stay tuned to hear what's going on with that.
I'm just going to be sending you random articles from Peru.
Oh, no. I can only imagine the twisted stuff that's going to come out of there. You can also catch me on Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel, where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We're going to be doing a show on Saturday this week as opposed to Friday, where we're going to be having a special guest. So you're going to want to tune into Astro Pizarro's social media to see the announcements for that and when we're setting it up, because we still haven't set a time for it. What else? If you're wanting to watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, we will leave a link in the in the description box down below. It is njpwworld.com. It is 999 yen, or approximately 10 Canadian. And it actually is pretty close to 10 Canadian. Andre, let us know it. It's 950, 952 or something. We're going with 950 because I like to say 50. Still a great price to watch some amazing professional wrestling. Oh, yes. Also, don't forget to follow Uno_Hannah333 there, doing the cute little chibi-chibis. But back to NJPW.
Do they have any Gabe Kidd and Alice Colgan chibis? I would love to see that. That's like the art I want more than anything.
I think that's a question that you can ask her media section on their X site there, or maybe their Instagram. Yeah. Anyway, watch NJPW-World.com. And yeah, Andre, my friend, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
Just thank you. Please keep liking the video, subscribing to the channel, commenting down below, and hit the sharing us out, and hit the notification bell if you want to be alerted every time we drop a new video, just like this one.
Ding dong.
I'll be there in a minute.
And that being said, I am your Rebel. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Adios.